The year 2005 was a landmark year for many reasons. In the world of professional wrestling, John Cena would win his first world title and solidify himself as the top guy for years to come. On the World Wide Web, YouTube would first launch, and in the world of gaming, Microsoft would lead the console front into the 7th generation, while Sony would enter the handheld market. Join us now as we look back at the year in gaming that was 2005. The top-rated game this year would go to Resident Evil 4, and Gran Turismo 4 would be the best-selling game with over 5 million copies sold, while Grand Theft Auto San Andreas would continue to top the charts in rentals. In 2005, the total US sales of video game hardware, software, and accessories rose 6% over the past year to $10.5 billion, breaking 2002's $10.3 billion record. The increase was largely due to the portable game market, which counterbalanced sluggish console game sales, delays, hardware shortages, and anticipation of next-gen video game consoles have been cited as reasoning for slow sales. For both console games and hardware, the sales of console games and hardware dropped 12% and 3% respectively. The portable market of the video game industry rose to $1.4 billion, the second time sales broke the $1 billion mark in the industry's history, mostly due to the release of the Nintendo DS and the PlayStation Portable in North America. Sales for portable hardware rose 96% over 2004. Although the release of the Nintendo DS and Sony PSP aided in spurting growth in the portable market, the Game Boy Advance still represented 62% of total portable software units and 52% of total portable software dollar sales. Computer games continued its trend and declined 14%, dropping from $1.1 billion in 2004 to $953 million. Although sales did decrease, NPD claims that playing games on the PC is actually increasing through a variety of different mediums, including online websites and MMO subscriptions. Sony would launch the PlayStation Portable, or PSP, stateside, while Nintendo would release the Game Boy Micro, a smaller version of the GBA. The TV show 60 Minutes tackles issues within video game controversy. This segment of 60 Minutes has been criticized by video game players for encouraging video game censorship. The global version of MapleStory would be launched, as well as the Xbox 360 and the reveal of the PlayStation 3. In defense of video games being beneficial for cognitive development, Stephen Berlin Johnson published his book, Everything Bad is Good for You: How Today's Popular Culture is Actually Making Us Smarter. IBM held the first virtual video game on-demand conference in which game developers and manufacturers were able to come together to discuss issues with online games, including management and distribution. The Family Entertainment Protection Act is introduced by Senators Hillary Clinton, Joe Lieberman, and Evan Bayth. The bill calls for a federal mandate enforcement of the ESRB rating systems for video games in order to protect children from inappropriate content. On the business side of things, French publisher Titus Software is declared bankrupt after being in receivership since October 2004. All assets are sold to Interplay Entertainment. Video game companies and players worldwide donate money to the UNICEF South Asian Tsunami Relief Fund for rescue and reconstruction efforts upon the South Asian tsunami disaster. EA pledges to donate $250,000 to the UNICEF South Asian Tsunami Relief Fund. CCP, the publisher of EVE Online, establishes a fund that video game players can contribute to. EA and ESPN announced a 15-year partnership that would give EA access to ESPN's broadcast, print, and online content. Activision announced that it had acquired developer Vicarious Visions. Major League Baseball and Take-Two Interactive signed an exclusive 7-year deal that gives Take-Two Interactive the rights among third-party publishers to develop games based on the MLB license. Take-Two Interactive also announced that it had acquired developer Visual Concepts and their wholly owned subsidiary Crush Games from Sega for $24 million. Additionally, they also announced the start of another publishing label named 2K Games. The ESRB added the rating of E10+ to its system, created in order to divide E ratings for younger and older children. Keiji Inafune, the creator of the Mega Man series, was promoted from corporate officer to senior corporate officer. Buena Vista Games announced that it had bought the rights to the Turok franchise and will be publishing new games. The rights were originally held by the bankrupt Acclaim Entertainment. After coming under heavy fire from many politicians, the ESRB re-rated Grand Theft Auto San Andreas to adults only 18+, due to the sexually explicit minigame mod Hot Coffee. Additionally, Rockstar Games ceased production of the game and has announced plans to offer a new version of the game that can't be affected by the mod, and plans to patch the PC version. Square Enix acquires Taito, which leads to Square Enix entering the arcade sector of the electronic game industry. Nintendo's first mainstream online service, Nintendo Wi-Fi Connection, is launched with Mario Kart DS and Tony Hawk's American Skateland. Namco merges with Bandai to form Bandai Namco. Sony announced that the PlayStation 2 breaks another record, the fastest console to reach 100 million units, beating the previous record, their predecessor the original PlayStation, by 3 years and 9 months. Pandemic Studios and BioWare would partner to create BioWare Pandemic Studios. Nintendo would have a big year as they released Mario Kart DS, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, Brain Age, and Nintendogs, all for the DS. Ubisoft would release Brothers in Arms Road to Hill 30 and Prince of Persia The Two Thrones. Sony would release God of War and Shadow of Colossus, while other releases included Devil May Cry 3, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Fear, Forza Motorsport, Guitar Hero, and Sniper Elite. Well guys, that's everything that happened in 2005. I know that was a lot, so thanks for bearing with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time when we cover 2006. Later.